I was talking to a friend of mine recently. She's single and she was talking about, things that she looks for in relationships, what she hopes to get from guys, the type of guys she likes, She's just sharing with me different things, right? And I remember I categorically said to her, do not marry a broke guy. Do not date a broke guy. Hear me out. Hey, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing great. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Adenike, or welcome back. My name is Adenike or Olori Esho. Today, our conversation is going to center around dating, and love and relationships. It's been a while since I spoke on dating and relationships, and that's because my husband and I have a podcast platform called Who Said I Love You First podcast. And on that platform, we talk about love and relationships, but we haven't been able to work on it for a while because of his job. So I figured, let me come on here and let's just have this conversation about money and love, about money and relationships. So back to what I said at the beginning of the video. Yes, I did tell her, do not marry a broke guy. Now that's rich coming from me. Because when I met my husband, he was still figuring his life out, right? Not in the sense that he didn't know what he was doing, but in the sense that he had just gotten a job. He was just starting that job. He was just settling into the job. In fact, that was when we met. He had, I think it was a year after he had settled into the job and he had gotten his life together. And I was like, oh, he thinks my brother. That's when he asked me out. Some of you already know the story, right? But even when he asked me out, it wasn't like it was a billionaire. It wasn't like he had all the money in the world. I understood and I knew, I was aware of what his financial capabilities were before we started dating, when we started dating, and even after we got married till date, right? We've been building together, which is an amazing thing. I know there are lots of people out there who do not want to build with a guy because of so many issues, heartbreaks, disappointments, betrayals, and just so many things, right? And that's completely understandable. But back to my point, right? We've been building together because even when he met me, it wasn't like I was a billionaire or a millionaire. I was also figuring my life out as well. I just moved back to Nigeria. I was just trying to settle into my career, trying to figure out what I wanted to do. I didn't even have a full-time job at that time, So we both were at that point where we were trying to grow and build our lives, and we just kind of decided to just, I love you enough to be with you and to build with you and, to share my life with you. And that's what our journey has been. However, listening to my friend talk about the things that are important to her, what she's looking for and all of that, I wasn't going to start preaching to her that, you should be open-minded, you should be open to build, she's a grown woman. She wants what she wants, right? She wants what she wants, and that is okay. I tell people all the time, don't let people guilt you into getting into relationships that you don't want. Don't let people guilt you. Don't let the society, your family, your friends guilt you into falling into a path that isn't yours. Right? Building isn't for everybody. Some people want the baby girl life from the moment they open their eyes in the morning to the moment they go to bed at night. That is what they want, and that is what they want to spend the rest of their lives looking for. They will find it. They will what? They will find it. Right? Meanwhile, some other people are looking for love. Love, God, money. Money is at the bottom of the list for some people. That is okay. But why I said to my friend, don't marry a broke guy, was because it sounded like, and it felt like the material things were quite important to her, right? And that doesn't make her a bad person. It just means maybe she has suffered enough and she doesn't want to do suffer head again. And she's not, and now keep in mind, this is not someone that she's just sitting on her hands. This is someone that is consistently building. She isn't married yet, but if I tell you she's here, she's there, she's here, she's taking care of our own. Do you understand? So if she says, oh, you know, I don't want someone that I have to go back to ground zero with, then that's completely understandable. Knowing yourself and having that self-awareness of what you want, what is really, really important to you, being honest with yourself, is very, very important, because it will save you a lot of stress. If you're someone that money and, you know, the material things and the private jets and the first class flights and 10 vacations in a year, if you're that person and those things are important to you, then you now meet a guy that's still trying to figure it out. And you're like, oh, I love him so much, you know, I want to be with him. Okay, fine. You want to be with him. Maybe in the honeymoon phase, the first 2-3 months, you're going to be happy. But eventually, you're not going to be satisfied with what you're getting from that person, right? Because there are other things that you desire that the person cannot meet. And then you start to put pressure on that person. You start to stress the innocent guy out. You already knew what you wanted. You already knew what you want. Why didn't you just stick to that? Now, I'm not saying people can't change their minds. I'm not saying people can't decide, oh, you know, I don't want that anymore. I'm not saying people can't grow, because that is something that is consistent with us humans. We are consistently learning and unlearning and growing and changing our minds. That's why we are humans, right? However, don't go into a relationship wanting something when it is clear to you that you're not going to get that thing. Don't, you know, assume that, oh, when we start dating, we're going to figure it out. And then get into a relationship with a guy who is just innocently trying to build his life, but he loves you and he wants to be with you. So if you decide to go on that journey with that guy, then don't start to put pressure on the guy. Oh, can't you see what your friends are doing? Can't you see how your friends are taking care of their girls? Can't you, you know, my friends did this. I also want to be able to wear 500,000 naira hair or 1 million naira hair or $1 million hair or whatever the case may be, right? Don't come to me with that, because you knew what his capabilities were before you started dating him. You knew what your capabilities were before you started dating him. There was an awareness. There must have been some sort of conversation. You must have seen the kind of clothes he wears, the kind of where he lives, the kind of shoes he drives, the kind of car he drives. You know, if he has a car, you know, you would have seen those things. So you'll be able to place in that. Okay, if it cannot work, it cannot work. Or you let the person know upfront, see, this is the type of person I am. I like to eat breakfast in Ghana and lunch in South Africa and dinner in the UK. Or, you know, that's the kind of life I'm living. That's the kind of, I want someone that can fund that life, you know, in addition to me funding that life myself, right? I don't want someone I want to take care of. I want someone that is ready-made. You know, that's what they call it. If you want someone that is ready-made, then be clear with that. Be honest with people. That's one of the greatest gifts you can give to someone, is being honest with that person and not holding back. And so you don't put that person in a situation where you're wasting that person's time. And then 1 year, 2 years, 3 years down the line, you're now complaining, you're grumbling, you're disgruntled because, you know, now the love has cleared from your eyes, or, you know, the spark has left and reality is setting in, and you want to go to the US and then connect to China and then connect to Japan, and you're saying, oh, give me 20 million naira, and he's looking at you like, are you crazy? Are you mad? Where am I supposed to get 20 million naira for you to take a vacation? Do you get what I'm saying? So that was my point when I said to my friend, don't marry a broke guy. Because I can say to you that, you know, building anything in life, building is a process. You build, you start from scratch, you lay the foundation, then, you know, you do this, you do that. It takes months to build a home. How many years does it, well, Rome was not built in a day. That's how the saying goes, right? That's exactly what my point is. So when you're building something, you're starting from scratch. And it takes time and work and attention to detail and consistently, like there are so many factors that go into it when you have to build. So it's not for the faint-hearted. It's not for someone that's gonna build halfway and say, you know what, peace, it's not working out after all. It shouldn't be that way, right? So if you know you're not that type of person, don't put yourself in that type of situation. Don't put someone else's son or daughter in that type of situation. So the point is, be honest with yourself. What you want is what you want, and that is okay. You know, we are humans, we have different desires and different things that attract us. That's why someone might be the most handsome guy in the world to some people, and to other people is just there. You know, that's because we all see things differently. We all see life differently. So if people want what they want, let them want what they want, because they will find it wherever they find it. Now, the question is what you want necessarily the best thing for you? I don't know. Maybe not. I can tell you for a fact that there is amazing beauty in building together, right? When my husband and I sit down and we talk about our journey so far, we see God, we see love, you know, we see us, we see our hard work towards each other's lives. Do you understand? Like, this was where we were at a certain time. This is where we are now. This was where we used to live. This is where we are now. This was when we didn't have nothing. This is now that we both have something going. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, there is beauty because we've been building it together. So there is beauty in that. Again, that's not to say that you shouldn't pay attention or you shouldn't open your eyes, so you don't end up marrying a lazy person, so you don't end up dating a lazy person, so you don't end up dating a leech that's just going to be a parasite and just consistently feed off of you. You know, so you don't find yourself in a situation where the burden of your entire family is now on your shoulders just because you decided to build with this person. You don't have to admit it to the world. It's nobody's business but yours. Have a conversation with God and be clear that, okay, you know what? This is what works for me. This is what I desire. This is what I'm praying for. This is what I want. This is what I'm looking for, right? So whether you're looking for someone that is ready-made, whether you're looking for someone that you want to build with, what is most important is for you to pray that God should open the eyes of your heart so that you see beyond the present, so you see beyond the physical, so you see the things that are hidden to your naked eyes, so you see what your life will look like with this person, so you see those traits that person is hiding from you, so you know that whether this person is ready-made or ready to build, this is what I'm going to get really with this person. I think you got it. Do you get it? What do you think? What's your opinion? To build or ready-made? Let me know. Team building or team ready-made? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section, and please subscribe to the channel if you aren't. If there are other topics you'd like me to talk about, please make sure to share them in the comment section and I'll do my best to make it happen. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I love you so much. I can't wait to see you again very, very soon. I pray God blesses you, your homes, your marriages, your relationships. Most importantly, I pray God blesses you. Really, God, and God bless you.